returns, you pick the number, it could be like 2, 3, 4 mat returns to a transition to a tilt, right? And you're calling it out, right? This is what you want them to do. Tight end, what Coach Valenti was showing earlier today, which was how to land if you're the bottom guy in a seal, right? It could be 2 mat returns, top guy, right? Third one, the bottom guy lands in the seal and executes the escape, right? So you can script it out, but again, I'm trying to give you guys some ideas in terms of drills that you can take back and use, right? So it could be totally top guy, 2, 3 mat returns to transition to a turn, right? Or how about drills for multiple turns?
Yeah, I mean, just transitioning, so it'd be like, all right, guys, go get 3 sets of backs. So, and it doesn't all have to be from tilts. You can go from cradle, but they learn that body awareness to go from cradle to a tight waist to a tilt to a leg into a double leg into a figure 4 to 2 boots in, right? So learning how to transition and have that body awareness to go from one to the other, I think is really important. Say you lock him in cradle and you put him on his back and he wiggles out, you want to end up back on top where you can still be dangerous. So like Coach Rayner was saying, learning transitions and bulking them in like sets of 3. Hey, go get 3 sets of backs right away, and find creative ways. Because again, wrestling is not a cookie cutter sport. So whatever I show is cool, but if they have other creative ways to get there, I encourage that as well, right? Because everyone has their own unique style and stuff like that. But so learning how to transition from one to the other effectively. So doing it in both.
One of the things I want to point out here too is Coach is doing a really good job of showing how to use the edge of the mat on top, right? But you know your refs, right, better than we know your refs. So just be careful of making sure your guys are wrestling through that position on top, right? You're not getting hit for the top guy, pushing him out of bounds. My personal favorite is the guy on top who's got his opponent on the edge, right? So this is the edge. I got my opponent right there. And instead of driving him out of bounds, I lift him, I turn him back to the center, and now I'm wrestling him back to the center. He just thought he was going to get a break on the edge and a fresh start. No restart. As a matter of fact, now I'm turning you here and I got this whole mat I'm steering you towards. Right? That's to me, that's a courageous decision. And if you can get your guys doing that, I think you could really break opponents because they think they're going to get a break, and no, actually not. You're not.
It's just mat tactics too, right? And this scenario here that Coach Rain is talking about is I'm driving, he's trying to stay in, and say I sit him right here. Now look where we're at. If I'm on the edge, or if anything goes wrong, I can get out. And now he's flat, and now this is such a dominant spot in the mat. And how I use the edge for that pressure is I'm pressuring him with the edge, right? So you got 2 forces on him, the edge and me. I make him make a decision. His decision is to go back in. Instead of going against it, I sit him, and now we're wrestling here. Where now if anything goes wrong, action's gonna take me out, right? Or I get him back to the base, or get back to the flat here. Now I got a lot of riding time, I'm on the edge, and you're holding the edge. Right, and another really important point that Coach Reyna said is if you have effort in mind, there's no out of bounds. So when I get this double, even though we're on the edge, I'm looking to drive and finish in the bleachers if I have to. Refs like effort. So it's the guys that go like this and just try and stop right here, and it gets ugly. And the guy gets out, or you get hit for stalling. Pick up his body, get him out of bounds, and drive through the whistle. Refs like to see that. Like to see your effort. Right? Refs like to see your effort that you're attempting to bring back to the net. Then you get a fresh start. But half-assing it right here on the edge is where you're gonna get burnt every time. So if you're prioritizing effort through the lines, you'll be okay. Single leg drive, you can still looking to finish even though we're on the hardwood. Refs like that. Get into that double leg drive all the way out of bounds, a couple extra steps. Refs like that. They're not gonna hit you for stalling for that. But if you play that game where you look like you're stalling, then the refs are gonna hit you for stalling. When the effort isn't, it's good.
And what we don't want to see is up there not really working to bring him back down to the mat, get hit for stalling, and then cut him loose.
Oh my gosh.
Don't, right? So have your guys hustle. Comes back to effort.
We had one of our guys do that.
Comes back to effort. So Coach could go on for a while here, and I think a lot of really great stuff. I do want to point out, I didn't mention it earlier, but when we run our PRTC practices and our AWA practices, they're open to coaches too. So if you want to bring guys into that, you want to watch, you want to video us in those situations, you're more than welcome to. And we'll be working on a lot of this stuff with the kids that come to those those sessions. Okay.